Wiring, not my favourite subject I've got to say, but I'm not doing too much of it today. I've got this here, wrapped around my neck, and what I'm going to be concentrating on today is this. Simply enough, where you put your key in. So I'm not too keen on where it sits. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm fine with where it is. But the issue I have is where it sits on this, it sort of sits a little bit too proud. So if you're looking at it that way, you've got sort of an inch in height, whereas ideally I'd like it to be a little bit further down. I'm kind of thinking as I'm talking now, what if I was to put like a spacer underneath so it doesn't stick out as much? That might be an idea. But anyway, back to my original plan. What I'm going to do is relocate this. I might as well do it for shits and giggles. So I'm thinking of putting this under the fuel tank. Actually no, I'm thinking of putting it under the seat, actually, not under the fuel tank. I think they look pretty cool down there. And as well, when you've got your key and you've got the red frame and this sort of poking out, I think it's going to look good. I think it's going to look alright. Again, as everything on this frame, it's not going to be a permanent fixture. I'm going to weld the nuts onto the frame so I can easily bolt it off if I don't like it. So, I mean, it's going to be another easy job today. I'm just going to have to create a little plate on here, get the plate to fit onto the frame. Bob's your uncle. Now, this is a different story. Because we've taken the bars off now, I don't need these little bits. So like I did with the GS, I'm going to just grind them down ever so gently. So that's today's job, relocating this and grinding this down. And there you go, that's all done now. It's really hot to touch, obviously having been grinded on for about 5 minutes. And I can't hear a thing, my ears are ringing, so I really should have used ear protection there. But there it is, the top's smooth. So there you have it, a few little niggly pieces done. So that's the rear light having been purchased and fixed on, relocating the switch for the keys, and also sorting out that yoke, so I've ground down the bits where the handles used to stick on. And it's here. Holy moly, it's hotter than the sun. So yeah, this is exactly what we've done. Where the bars went on before, ground those down, so that's now flat. So when you powder coat this, you're not really going to see it. You're not going to see all this sort of silver bits, rough edges. Just, I'm going to go around that with a hand file, just sort of file it down ever so neatly. Once it's powder coated, you'll never even notice they were there. Some people put LEDs in there, you know, for showing neutral and your sort of gear lights. You can do whatever you want with these holes. I tend to leave them in. You can fill them in if you really want to, but no, I quite like them, so I'm going to leave them as they are. So next week, with my glove, we're going to be sorting out the CX500 tank. I wasn't too happy with the red coat. The white coat was fine. The red coat kind of went a bit wrong. You'll see that next week. So I'm just going to touch that up, add that extra stripe in. Also, I might even get around to actually putting the blue coat on the GS550. So that's had another coat of white now. There's a bit of dust on it. So that's the other coat of white. Ready to have the blue on it. I've also sanded down the cowl, put some primer on that, realised that the sanding job that I'd done previously wasn't that brill, so I've sanded that down now. It's all smooth, ready for another coat of primer, so it's all coming ahead. And that's it, so subscribe if you want to join me on the journey of these two bikes. You don't know, I'm having itchy feet now. I really want to buy a third bike. I know my wife would kill me if I did that, but sometimes it's worth it. So join me on these two bikes. Also, catch me on Instagram and on my website, fortheboldindustries.com, where you can buy merchandise, stickers, caps, and the t-shirts. Go on there to grab yourself one of those, and I'll see you next week.